Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to be updating my 21 in 21 project pan. So if you missed my introduction from last month, this is my project pan for the year. I am doing it a rolling style, so it's 10 products at a time, and my ultimate goal is to hit goal on 21 different products throughout the year. Whether that's emptying or hitting pan or a usage goal. Most of it is emptying as the goal, but I do have a few other ones currently, and I do have the opportunity to do a usage goal if I'd like. Now, a little disclaimer for this month's update, I actually already marked these products on the 31st of January, and I thought I would have time to film, and I didn't. So all my pictures and all my markings are actually from the 31st, after I had used them on that final day, and I ran out of time to film. So I'm actually filming now on the 5th. So I do have a week's worth of progress on each of these products, but for the most part, you shouldn't be able to notice too much of a change. A week really isn't that much to make a noticeable difference, except for one of these products. There was a little bit of a mishap that occurred. So there is actually some pretty noticeable progress on that one. However, we're just gonna roll with it. From here on out, I'm gonna have to be a little bit more planned with my updating. I might not be able to do it month to month. I like to do that, but I'm just not sure that I'm gonna be able to film right on schedule with that. So I might end up just saying that I'll do a cutoff of the last Saturday of the month or every 4 weeks or something like that. But I'm not sure yet. We'll see how that goes. If you have any suggestions for me on how to make tracking anything easier, feel free to let me know. I have been doing project pans for a little while now, but I've always done it on Instagram, where it's just an easy take a picture, post it, and there's not a whole lot of editing or anything that needs to be done, or filming, which is much more time consuming. So I'm working through the kinks, but we'll get there. So like I said, this is a rolling project. So I currently have 10 products, but as I hit goal on each of the products, I will roll that one product out. That will go towards my tally for the year, and then I will roll something in its place. For the most part, I'm gonna try to do a 1-for-1. So if I use up a foundation, I'm gonna try to roll in a foundation or something like that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go down the list from 1 to 10 as I did last time. I'm gonna try to keep it in the same system so you will always know kind of what's coming next. And I'll give you updates if I'm rolling something in for something. I only hit goal on one product, so I'll only be rolling in one, but I'll do it right after I update you on the previous product. And while I'm updating you, I'll go ahead and give you the usage count, any goals for next month, or any thoughts on the product or anything like that. I do have my laptop right over here with all my notes in it. So if you see me looking to the side, that's what I'm looking at. And it is just to help me make sure that I'm giving you all accurate, updated information. So let's go ahead and get started. My first product is my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I have the shade 1 Fair. It is, you can see a lot of windowing in it. I hope you can see that. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but I can see it pretty clearly. I have been using this, so I've considered changing this marking system because this is a year old and it's kind of getting gross. But I'm down here right now. I started back in March of last year working on this, and I'm all the way down here now. So I considered changing it out so that you wouldn't be seeing last year's markings as well as this year's markings. But because I'm so close to the bottom, I just wanted to go ahead. I didn't want to take the time to completely redo it because I'd really only need a tiny piece. And I felt like that was kind of a waste of time. So I just went ahead and marked it because I think that I'll be able to take the stopper out maybe at the end of this month, in which case I won't even need to market anymore. So this is one of my favorite products. I do use it almost every day. I really love the glow that it gives. I think it's really beautiful. It's a great product. I'm primarily using, actually all of these products I'm pretty much just using up because I don't want them to expire, not because I dislike them or anything like that. I used this product 26 times last month, so I felt like I made some decent progress on it. So that was the introduction, and that was how far I made it in January. I think, like I said, I use this pretty much every day, but as you can see, that doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot. But my guess is that this is going to take me another maybe 50 to 80 uses, in which case I think I'll probably get done with it around the end of April, early May, something like that. I've used this well over 250 times at this point. So by the time I finish this up, I'm definitely going to be over 300 uses, which is just pretty crazy. I always think of this product as being crazy expensive and like maybe not worth the price. But then when you consider the fact that I will get over 300 uses out of this, it kind of makes it more worth it. So yeah, my goal is to continue using this pretty much every day, if not every day, in the month of February. And again, I think it'll take me another 2 to 3 months to get this used up, but I just want to make steady progress and hopefully we'll get it used up soon. My next product is my Milani Screen Queen foundation, and I've got it in the shade 100 Classic Alabaster. So you can see I made a pretty good chunk of movement. This foundation kind of settles weird, so like all of this is stuck. I can try to scrape it, but it doesn't really work very well. Now I will tell you this, I don't know how long this is going to take me now because the pump no longer works. So I've just been unscrewing this every day that I go to use it and scraping some of it out. So I honestly don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to continue to use this. I really, really like this foundation and I wanna use it completely up, but once I can no longer scrape it, if I can't get it to decant out of here, then I'm basically gonna have to stop using it. Mostly because let's see, it's gonna be a little messy maybe, but I don't think I have anything that's small enough to fit into this hole aside from like this kind of thing. I may be able to make it work. I do have a beauty spatula like this. So I might be able to get some of it, but I just don't know if that's gonna be enough to actually get that much product out. So yeah, I don't know, because also it looks like it goes all, like when you look at it this way, you're like, oh, it goes all the way to the bottom, but it doesn't really, it stops right about here. So honestly, I only probably have another month of usage out of this anyways, if I'm going at the rate of last time. But I don't know, we're just gonna have to kind of see with this and see how much use I can actually get out of it, since the pump is no longer working. I don't know. I did use this 21 times last month, so I feel like that's a pretty decent amount of progress for 21 uses. But I would consider repurchasing this. I really like it. I think it does a great job on its own. I really love to mix it as well. I think it's a really good mixing foundation. It sets well on the skin. It looks good all day. I'm a fan, but the pump thing is kind of annoying. So I don't know if that's a trend with it or if it's just so happens to be this one. Otherwise, I would repurchase it. I probably will at some point. It's a good price point. We will see how much longer I can use it. I want to continue to use it about the same amount. 20 times a month is pretty good for me. I think that's a good amount of uses a month. The next product on my list is my bronzer, which I am currently using my Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow in the shade Sculpt. So I'm just using the bronzer shade in this. That's the only part that is part of the project, but I am working on hitting pan in this shade. And as you can probably see, there's not a whole lot of progress. I will say most of most of like the patterning has worn down. You can't read the word sculpt in there anymore. So I feel like I made some good progress. I have no idea how quickly I'll hit pan on this. I find that bronzers average about 3 months of usage for me, so about 90 uses. I do use the same bronzer every day. I have no problem with that. I find that I really only need 2 in my collection, a matte one and then a shimmer one, just for whatever mood I'm in, but I don't need more than that. I don't really need a ton of shades. I don't need a ton of variety. I don't mind using the same bronzer over and over again. I did use this 31 times last month, every single day, and I feel like that's a decent amount of progress. I mean, to have the pattern pretty much worn down is really nice. It's good to know that I am making some sort of progress. It makes me hope that I will have pan around the end of March, early April. We'll see. I don't know how, it is a fairly firm pressed powder, so I don't know how quickly it'll move, but theoretically, I think if I continue to use it at this pace, late March, early April, we'll start to see a pan form. The fourth product that I'm working on is my NARS highlighter in Fort de France. You can see I've made decent progress on this. I feel like most of the time when I am using up my highlighter and just looking at it day to day, I never think there's much progress, but then I'll look at the pictures from the previous month and I will notice like there's actually a good amount of progress. This is another one that I use every single day. I actually used this one 33 times because there was one time that I reapplied it, and then I also used it on my sister-in-law one time. So I got some extra usage out of it. I really, really love this highlighter. I heard somebody say that it's gonna be discontinued, but then I Googled and I couldn't find any information on that, so I don't know how reliable that is. But I would be devastated if this was discontinued because it's my favorite highlighter. I don't think I've used a highlighter that I like as much as this. It just looks perfect. You can see this little hole down here has expanded a bit, and this area here, that's pretty much where I'm working right now. I am working to wear down this whole area right over here so that I can kind of connect the pan, and then I'll just work this way. I do have hard pan on here. I've considered removing it with some tape, but I'm just not there yet, and I feel like it'll kick up pretty easily once I actually get over there to use it. I do think this will take me at least 6 months to finish up. It's just one of those things that even when you use a highlighter, it seems to just go and go and go forever. So yeah, I don't think there's any way that I'll finish this up before June, maybe July, maybe even longer. I don't really know, but I do think this will take me a good while to get through. It could go faster than that, but it could take forever. So the next product is my Buxom Wanderlust Primer Infused Blush Sample, and no surprise, this is the product that I finished up. As you can see, there's like a ton of usage marks on it. I thought this would take me a little longer to use up than it did, but the shade Dolly only took me like 6 to 7 uses to finish up, and then the shade Mykonos only took me like 9 or 10. So I got through them pretty quickly. It didn't take me super long. I had to kind of like rub to be sure that the product was all gone, but I mean, you can see there's nothing really there except for maybe like the slightest shimmer, but there's no color coming off onto my fingers. So there really wasn't like that much to apply on my final use, but I was happy with how much I got out of it. It's a pretty good usage for a sample. It was enough for me to know that like I actually really liked the shade Dolly and would consider repurchasing it. But yeah, it was kind of nice to have. So that is my first product that I hit goal on and will be rolling out. And since I'm rolling that out, I'm gonna go ahead and roll a blush in its place. I debated for a while what I wanted to do because I have a couple of blushes that have pan on them and a couple that don't have like much usage shown on them. And I was kind of trying to decide whether I wanted to hit pan or empty out a blush. And I was looking at all my products, considering all the options, and I finally came to the conclusion that I needed to use my oldest blush up, and that is my Milani Luminoso. I've had this blush since 2006, and that's 5 years, so I figure now's a good time to make sure I use it up before it hits the 6-year mark. I did hit pan in this last year. I spent months working on this to hit pan. I have used this almost 250 times just to hit pan on it. So emptying it, I don't know. I've heard a lot of people say that it doesn't take as long to empty it as it does to hit pan on it because you've worn it down so much, but I'm just not sure that that's really gonna be that much of a help. I have a feeling that it's gonna take me at least 100 to 150 more uses before I'll be able to actually empty this. You can kind of see the waffling down here, but there is actually a decent amount of product up here still. So I don't know how long it'll take me. I think it'll probably be early summer at the soonest that I'll actually be able to use this up. But I'm excited to get it used up. I think that'll be a really big accomplishment. I nearly decluttered this blush at the end of the year because it was older and I just didn't want to put that much more time into it. But I feel like it's just gonna be such an accomplishment to actually finish, not only to finish a blush up, but to finish this blush up. I'm using that as my motivation to keep going. So the next product I have is my single eyeshadow. It's an H&M Cream Fusions eyeshadow, and this one is in the shade Sirocco. And this is what it looks like. You can kind of see that the dip has increased since last month. I did only use this 10 times, and I can't tell how close I am to hitting pan on it. That is my goal. I just want to hit pan on this. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it might take me another 10 to 20 uses at the least to hit pan on it, but honestly, this is a pretty deep pot, so I could see it being more like 30 to 50. I'm just not sure how long it's gonna take me, but I am happy with the progress. I would like to use this more, maybe 15 times this next month, but I don't know how likely that is. I'd say my actual goal is 10 and my stretch goal is 15. But yeah, this could be done in a month or two, but it also could take me 4 or 5 more months to hit pan on. The next product that will be in here for eternity is my Bobbi Brown gel eyeliner in the shade Black Ink. It looks as though there was no progress at all this last month, and yet I used it 22 times. I don't know how long this will take me. I know it's gonna take a long, long time, probably into next year, but I do wanna get it used up. I enjoy this product. I think it does a good job, but I'm more of a liquid liner person rather than a gel liner person. So I just wanna get it used up, get it out of my collection. It's good, just not something I would repurchase per my preferences. So you'll see the markings on this one in the photo that I put up, but this is my Charlotte Tilbury Matte Revolution lipstick in the shade Pillow Talk. I am making pretty decent progress on this. I didn't make as much as I had wanted. I feel like this will probably take me longer than I anticipated. I did use it 21 times, which I think is a good amount of times, and yet there doesn't seem to be that much progress when I just look at it like this. So I don't know. I think even looking at the lines, it makes me think it'll be at least another month or two before I'm actually able to even this out at the top. And then I was planning to dig out the remaining product and use it up out of like a pot. So if I do that and keep it as part of the project, that I think will take me at least a month to get through. So I don't know how long this will be in. I want to continue to use this regularly. 20 times I think is a good amount of times in a month. It's one of those really easy shades to use. I never have a problem using this shade, so I think I'll be able to hit that goal very easily, and who knows, maybe we'll see some really crazy good progress. This next product is a product that you will notice a difference between the picture and current reality. So this is my Charlotte Tilbury lip pencil in the shade Pillow Talk. I'm panning it alongside the lipstick just to make it a little easier. Both of these I'm using up because I want to get them out before they expire. And as you can see, there's like nothing left right now. So I had a little mishap the other day. I was sharpening this and I thought, no big deal. It's great, everything's good. I sharpened it. And as I was pulling the pencil back out, the product remained in the pencil sharpener. So I lost probably about that much of product, which you would think is not that much, but it really changed how much was left of this pencil. So now that that's happened, I don't know how much longer this will take me. I do know that it'll be much faster than I anticipated. I'm thinking probably another 2 to 3 months if that doesn't happen again. But seeing as how that already happened once, I'm now questioning if this won't break off again, in which case I would go even faster. I used this pencil 26 times last month, so I do make really good progress on it. I use it a lot, really happy with it, really love it, would definitely repurchase it, but it might be gone sooner than I anticipated. All right, and the final product is my NARS Audacious Lipstick sample. So originally there were 8 shades in here. Last month I used the shade Rita, and my goal with that was to use it 5 times. I kind of have a strange goal system with these. Originally I was wanting to empty them all out, but once I started really looking at them, I knew the red tones and the deeper tones, I'm just not going to use that regularly. So I set for myself a 5 usage goal for all of these shades, and then these 3 neutral shades I want to actually completely use up. Now, after I used Rita 5 times, for some reason, I decided to throw it away rather than save it to show you. But I was smart enough that after I randomized the number for the shade Raquel, I did keep the sample. Now, I only rolled this in like the day before February started, so this is not technically an empty. I didn't go through it that fast. I opened it up and I dug out as much product as I could, and I put it in this empty Becca container. This is the lipstick now. I don't have a ton left in there. I have been using this pretty much every day, and I really love this lipstick. It is a great shade for me. I'm actually wearing it today underneath one of my lip glosses, and I really, really like it. I think now that I've been using this most of the week, I think each of these little packets will take me probably about 2 weeks to totally use up. So with that in mind, I think that these will take me an additional 2 weeks each, and then these we'll see, because it took me the entirety of January to use Rita 5 times, and I really liked the shade on myself, but I'm just not good at using colored lip products. I don't feel comfortable in them. I don't love wearing them. I think they look really pretty, and then I just get out into the world and I'm like, this isn't me. But I do want to give them a shot. Just give them a use. 5 uses is not hard. I can do it. So I am going to work through them. Once I finish up Raquel, I will roll in another shade this month because I do think I'm going to finish that up well before the end of February. I want to work through this as fast as possible. Originally, I was thinking it would take me a month per shade, but now I'm leaning towards maybe 2 shades a month if I can actually use the bright colors fast enough. So I don't know, this might actually only take me until early summer. So yeah, that's my update for my 21 and 21. I hope you're enjoying the project. If you did like this video, please do give it a like and consider subscribing if you enjoy Project Pan material. I do have an eyeshadow project going on called Pan Those Eyeshadow Palettes. It is a blend of my two favorite project pans, which is Pan Those Eyeshadows and Pan That Palette. So if you're interested in that, I have that linked below, and I will see you in the next one. I hope you have a wonderful day, guys.